This discussion is on the area of polygons equations and how we use them. For the area of the triangle, the equation is 1/2 base times height, and you guys already figured that out. If you look at the two variables, base and height, those have to be switched to numbers. In our triangle, 3 is the base, and 4.2 is the height, which is also how tall it is. All we do is plug those two numbers into the area equation. So area now equals 1/2 times the base, which is 3, times the height, which is 4.2. And we type that in the calculator and get an answer for area of 6.3. Okay, so let's say we're looking for the area of an equilateral triangle. What we're going to do is plug in this 4 right here for S. The area equation is S squared root 3 all over 4. So instead of the S, we're going to write a 4 squared root 3 all over 4. Now, we can either type this right into the calculator and get our answer, which is about 6.9, or if we have to get an exact answer, we do some arithmetic. 4 squared is 16, so we could say 16 root 3 all over 4. And then we can simplify this 16 over 4, because 16 divided by 4 is 4. So we could get an exact area answer of 4 times the square root of 3. For the area of the parallelogram, the equation is just base times height. The trick here is to not use 5 here in the equation, because 5 is actually the slant height of the parallelogram. How tall the parallelogram is 4. So 4 is the height. When we plug that into the equation, we get the base, which is 6, and the height, which is 4. And 6 is the base because that's how long these two parallel edges are right here. When I plug in 6 times 4 in the calculator, I get an area of 24. The area of the trapezoid formula is a little more complicated. If you look here, it's h times a plus b over 2, and a and b, if you look at what I'm underlining, are the two lengths of the parallel sides of the trapezoid. So the sides that are coming in on each other here are not used in the equation. Find the area of the trapezoid if the measures of the parallel sides are 8 and 11. Let's mark those. So we can make 8a and b 11. And the measure of the height is 10. So that means h is equal to 10. The diagonal measures are each equal to 10.112. So these diagonal sides here are 10.112. If we plug our information into the area equation right here, we get a equals h, which is now 10, times a plus b, which is 8 plus 11, all over 2. And if you switch the 8 and 11, it doesn't really matter here because they're both in the equation in a situation where it doesn't matter if you switch them. So when I simplify that, I get 10 times 19 over 2. And you can either type it in the calculator and solve it or just work it out. If you work it out, 10 times 19 is 190, and it's still over 2. And then 190 divided by 2 is 95. So the area of this trapezoid is 95 units squared. This last equation can be used for any regular polygon. And remember, a regular polygon, all the sides are the same length, so they're all congruent, and as are all the interior angles on the entire figure. All right? That equation is 1/2 times A times P, and A is the apothem, this line right here that starts in the center and makes a right angle with a side of the figure, and P is the perimeter, which means the distance all the way around the shape here. If I have to compute the area of the regular polygon where the sides are 4 and the apothem's 5, the first thing I do is I label my picture. So all these sides are actually 4 and this apothem is 5. In order to use my equation, area equals 1/2 A times P, I know that A, the apothem, is 5, but I don't know what the perimeter is yet. I have to figure that out. The great thing about this is it's easy to do. This figure has 7 sides on it, and I know that each side is 4, so the perimeter equals 4 times 7, because there's 7 sides and each one of them has a distance of 4. So I know that my perimeter is 28, and I can just go back to my area equation and plug that in. So area equals 1/2 times 5 times 28. And after I solve that, I get an answer of 70. And you can do that no matter how many sides this shape has. It could have 50 sides, and if you know it's a regular polygon and what the apothem is and what the perimeter is, you can solve for the area. And that is the end of our discussion on polygons and their equations for area.